Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to a very happy Charlton Chronicles. Although tonight I am renaming it the Sonny Carey Chronicles because I've got ginger hair too. Oh, Sonny Carey! Right, enough of that. As you can see, I'm very happy. Although my recommendation is don't celebrate with crutches because my knee is absolutely killing me this morning. They even put me in the special disabled seat at the front so I wouldn't hurt myself. But when they kept coming over, I was just getting a bit excited and throwing my crutches everywhere. So, yeah, recommendation, if you're on crutches, don't celebrate. As you can see, I am joined by the lovely Tyler, Stephen Sid, Paul and Mr. Arch on his last shift for us tonight. So, Tom, I'll start with you. How are you feeling after that, mate?
Well, I certainly wasn't expecting 3-0. I'll say that much. It was wild. Obviously, I'd have taken a point beforehand, but I don't know what Jones said to them in that dressing room, but bloody hell, they came out full guns blazing. And if we play like that throughout the entire season, we are going to be absolutely fine this season in Championship. Obviously, I'm not getting too excited, but we are fifth. And yeah, we are doing unbelievable. And every single player yesterday played unbelievable.
Yeah, obviously we'll come into player performances, but there is a lot of people to talk about. Mr. Davenport, how are you feeling after that? I mean, obviously I predicted 3-0, but I did mean to Charlton, to be fair. I just
of course you did. We believe you.
Down the wrong way.
Yeah. No, I'm buzzing, Emma. You stole my thunder singing the Sonny Carey song. I would have had to heavily edit the second line, of course, with Mrs. being earshot. But no, fantastic. I mean, I wasn't actually supposed to go because I have to clear my away day availability with domestic management, obviously, aka Julia, and I wasn't actually going to go last night because of previous traumas. But I thought, sorry, I'm retired now. I'll go when I want. I'll sit where I want. So I thought I'd go, exactly. And I was really glad I did because I was right in the front row at the upper tier, as you know, and it was fantastic. It was a bit cosy, shall we say? People not in their seats and whatever, but it was great. It's great atmosphere, and yeah, absolutely nuts. I mean, I thought we'd keep it tight for the first 20 minutes, which we did. I obviously had a few chances, but no, I mean, I could not believe it. 1-0 was great. 2-0 was mad. 3-0 was I don't know out of this world really, and it was just I was still counting down the minutes though. I was like, 10 minutes to go, 15 minutes to go, whatever. 3-0 up, but surely we can't lose it now, remembering the 4-4 in sort of recent memory. But no, great, absolutely great night. Fantastic performance by the boys. Sort of weathered the storm in the first half and came out all guns blazing. And they sort of showed everybody else in the division, if you can get it to Ipswich's back line, it's going to be absolute carnage. No, great performance.
Yeah. And Stephen said, obviously you weren't there last night, but you gladly sent me a screenshot, Sid, of my big mug on the TV. So how did you enjoy that one?
Yeah.
How are you both?
We're both very well, both buzzing from the back of last night. We actually succumbed to the damage of the last two trips and didn't make the journey last night. So I can't say we were responsible for it, but it was a fantastic performance all in. Kimmy's made a fantastic comment in the comments section there. It was a statement win, wasn't it? It really was a statement win. We were saying at the time, me and Sid watching the game, I'd imagine there's a few fans up and down the country in the Championship going, wow, what is going on at Portman Road? And on the back of that, we absolutely 100% deserved it as well. Fantastic performance.
Yeah. And Sid, are you a happy Sydney today?
Yeah, buzzing. Didn't expect it. I mean, I did predict a 3-2, so we held our own on the 3-0. But yeah, absolutely excited from that, and can't wait for next game.
Yeah, absolutely. And last but obviously not least, my second in command there, Mr. Tyler. How are you feeling after that, mate? I know you're banned from away days, but I'm sure you watched it on the TV. So what did you make of that one?
I can't remember the last time being a Charlton fan felt this good, to be honest. It's just so happy and proud. I'm just buzzing. I'm speechless, to be honest. Watching it last night, I just couldn't believe what I was watching, to be honest. Just so proud of this this group of players, this manager, this team, it just feels connected like a club again. And it's no coincidence that there's fans up and down the country quote tweeting our tweet at the end of the game being, blimey, Charlton serious. Like, we are no mugs. We're here to fight in this league. We're fifth for a reason. And I can't wait to see what we can do for the rest of the season. Absolutely buzzing. So proud.
Yeah, and I echo your sentiments there, absolutely. We'll say good evening to some people in the chat. So Rob's in there, good evening. Good evening to Tracy. Good evening to Glenny Boy. Good evening to Chris. Good evening to Jack. Good evening to Mark. As said, anyone else still on cloud nine? I think you can see that we are. Mark got so excited last night as well that he knocked someone's tooth out while celebrating. So Mark, Mark, you owe him some dental work. Chris, good evening to you. He said he didn't see that result coming. Good evening to Soph, amazing result. Tommy said he saw me on the telly at the front. Kimmy said, statement win. Good evening to Matthew, has said unreal second half, atmosphere incredible, but incredibly claustrophobic in the upper tier. Get yourself some crutches, Matthew, because you get the special seat at the front. Good evening to Steve. Good evening to Herbert, who's saying playoffs again. Oh, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Good evening to Ian. And Chris has said Emma's elite fist pump in the background in the scenes following Sonny Carey's goal. Yeah, I do look like a bit of a twat. Stuart, wow, what is going on at Charlton? Herbert has said Sonny Carey might be one of the best footballers I've seen in a while. Matthew said, when are you going to break Tyler's away ban? He just isn't.
This weekend, I'm going to Hull.
Oh no! We've swapped places because I'm not. Tommy has called me the ginger genius. Thanks, Tommy. Although I don't think you mean me. I think you mean Sonny Carey, but I'll take it. Stuart has said, if we can possibly manage a win on Saturday, and I can see us being top two. Oh, no.
Jesus. Right.
Oh, Mark has corrected me. Wasn't knocked out, just wobbly. And then 1905 channel, evening lads and lasses, what a game. Matthew said, bloke above him lost his glasses after Macca goal, and I'll ask Lloydie to break my leg next time. So, Stephen Sid, I'm going to come to you first, actually, tonight. I think, how do you even sum that game up? It's just, I went to Ipswich and was like, God, I've seen us concede 10 goals in our last 2 games here. I'm sitting right at the front like a lemon, thinking I'm going to get abuse shouted at me from the Ipswich fans just across the way. I'm thinking, oh no, this is going to be a nightmare. I'm just going to run out and get a pie if they start scoring. So, but no, first off, we were bombarded, and I can't even remember how many corners they had in that first half. And I think, is it Jack Taylor for them? Their number?
Jack Clark.
Right? Jack Clark. I keep calling him Jack Taylor. Jack Clark, what a player. And I was sick of the sight of him in that first half, to be honest. But, were you even debating that could have possibly happened last night? It was mad.
That was a masterclass. It was an old-fashioned example of how to go away and get a result. You're talking about a team that has set up so fantastically well from the back through to the front. There was several comments about it on the co-commentary and the commentary last night about, there's a lot of teams that will front up these big sides this year, but because they haven't got that solidity, they'll lose a goal and then they'll lose another one and then they'll go behind. But we're just solid. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone's got a clear direction of who they're playing with, what's expected of them, and the effort is just phenomenal. Okay, we rode our luck a couple of times in the first half. They had a lot of the ball, they had a lot of pressure. When they hit the bar, the guy potentially should have scored. But on the back of that, what hasn't been said too much about the first half is the 2 chances that we had in the latter part of that second half. I mean, there was 2 very, very, very big chances there. On another day, they'd have both been put away. And I think it was made reference to by a couple of the guys on the web at halftime saying that, there's a chance here. They're going to give us a couple of chances, these guys. And the second half, as Tom said there, whatever Jones said in the dressing room, those guys came out and and it was fantastic. I mean, we were fantastic, and it was obviously, it would have looked a little bit different to you guys in the stand, and you'd have had the atmosphere. But on the TV, when you're watching, watching ball to player working, it was phenomenal. I think Tyler's probably said the same few things about, just to watch that without any kind of crowd pressure or worry was just an absolute pleasure. And credit's got to go everywhere. Jones has got to take credit for the tactics. The players have got to take credit for not only the way that they played, the effort that they gave, and the commitment. And the other thing that was fantastic this time round, we saw kind of a different combination come on for the subs. You're talking about Tyrese coming on and making a massive difference, like we all potentially said he could do and would do, and he did. A brilliant result, great all-round performance, and thoroughly deserved, 100%.
Yeah, Sid, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, it was just a brilliant team performance, I thought, and I'm just hoping that we can maintain that energy throughout the squad, and I am hoping that we can get the 3 points on Saturday, because last night was just amazing. The way the team works so well together, it was just brilliant to see.
Yeah, 100%. Tom, I'll come to you next. Obviously, Ipswich absolutely mullered us in that first half, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh God, this is just going to be atrocious." And do you think, if that chance had gone in when they hit the bar, do you think it could have been a completely different game?
It probably could have done. I mean, I'm looking at the stats now. They had 8 corners in the first half, 13 shots, but they only had 1 on target. And I think that was the one earlier one. I think Kaminsky had to make a save. I think that's the only shot they had on target. But yeah, they were peppering us. But I think that was to be expected as well, though. I think the team size of Ipswich, they're going to come out as I think Jones kind of said to them, look, they're going to be on at you from like the first 20 minutes, because they were on us from the first minute or two. But yeah, I mean, if they did score, I think it'd have been a different game. But then, as Steve said, if Tanto's scored that chance, it's also a different game then as well. But yeah, obviously the second half was absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, the first half, I thought we soaked up the pressure very well. I thought we made some very crucial blocks. There was a lot of defending, a lot of men behind the ball as well, which I think helped. I think Tanto as well wasn't just the kind of striker either. It was coming back a lot, which I think helped the team out a lot as well. I think Kelman was more like up to the halfway line as well. I think that was kind of the game plan, maybe get him on the counter. But other than that, the first half I thought we soaked up the pressure very well, and yeah, obviously we'll get on to the second half soon, but unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely. I think we'll go through some player performances, because for me there was some absolutely outstanding performances out there last night, and probably I want to pull up a couple of players that maybe, or at least one player maybe that you're not really expecting me to talk about, but I think it's someone that massively goes under the radar for us. But Paul, I'll come to you first to talk about Thomas Kaminsky's performance last night. Now, that save in the first half, incredible. He kept us in the game there. We won't talk about his kicking as much, because I thought his kicking was atrocious all game.
Jesus. But
that save, how crucial was that save? And he looked quite comfortable in goal, I thought, last night. Probably his best performance for us, I would say.
Just to say before, I don't know if you pick up on the mic, there's a few fireworks going off. I assume most of them are Diwali, but hopefully there'll be a few chant-related ones. But no, I mean, I thought before last night that Kaminsky would have to earn his money, basically. And I think he did. I mean, as you say, there was that first save from, is it Azon, from that deflected shot from Nunez. I think the scoreboard showed it about 6 minutes or so, 5-6 minutes. So that was absolutely crucial. And yeah, if they'd have scored at that point, it could have changed the game possibly. Obviously, Akpom hit the bar as well. I think it was Jacob Greaves had quite a tidy chance at the back post as well. So, but no, that was really crucial. And I think he made other saves, obviously. And I think he feels ever increasingly commanding to me. I think he's had one or two little wobbles. We've talked about QPR. That's one or two other games, but I think he's really coming into his own now. He's really fronting up. You know, I forget how many shots they had, and there weren't that many on target. I think as Tom said, but still they posed a threat. And I think he showed sort of everything that Christian Walton, who sadly had to come on because I think that their starting keeper had to go out injured. I think on about 25th minute.
Yeah.
Walton was sort of the opposite really. So I think he was commanding, and as I say, we had a storm to weather in that first probably half an hour or so. They showed their, if you like, their Premiership credentials, played it really well around the park. Jack Clark, particularly, I think, produced as well. Ashley Young, the 40-year-old warhorse, can still put himself about. And Nunez, McAteer, I think, had a couple of chances too. So, but as I say, the back line and also Kaminsky, I think were really solid. And we did weather the storm, and then, as I say, we were able to then in the second half turn it round and showed that actually the opposition's back line and keeper weren't quite as secure, although we're nowhere near as secure. So.
Yeah, I've just seen a comment from Stuart in the chat who said, "Who cares about his kicking if he's saving shots? That's what he's paid for."
Yeah,
I get that, but I do think kicking is important as well because, you know, if you're kicking it to the other team all the time, it's you're putting us straight under attack. So I do find kicking quite an important part of the game.
Yeah,
he wasn't totally. Sorry, Tom. He wasn't totally. I think there were one or two kicks that reminded me a bit of Ryan, or sort of Birmingham, just nicely placed. But yeah, as you say, for most of them, probably weren't as what they should be. But as Stuart said, I mean, it's about shot stopping primarily. So let's get that. He's got that in his locker. See if he can improve on the kicking. But that, as I say, for me, that's maybe less of an issue at the moment, anyway.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Tom?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think there was one where he literally kicked it to them, and obviously they had a shot on goal, which obviously could have gone in. So he needs to be careful with that. Other than that, I thought it was all right. But yeah, the kicking, that's the only kind of moan I have about last night for me.
Yeah, look, I think we're used to goalkeepers that can't kick very well at Charlton anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Dylan Phillips was a terrible kicker, but what a fantastic shot stopper. Tyler, I want to come to you about a particular player that has impressed me. I mean, look, I'm in love with Sonny Carey, but we will talk about Sonny Carey in a bit. But probably my second favourite player this season, who has really, really impressed me, is Amari Bell. Now, I thought he was outstanding last night, and I actually thought he was one of our best players on the pitch. And I find he's a player that goes so under the radar. Like today, the club are tweeting out about, Lloyd Jones and his clearances, blah, blah, blah. But we all know how good Lloyd is. That is the same every week with Lloyd. But Amari tends to really go under the radar and doesn't get the praise maybe that he, in my opinion, deserves. And I thought it was another fantastic performance from him. And it just keeps getting better and better and better.
He was my man of the match last night, if I had to choose. I mean, you could have picked anyone from that squad, really. I know Sonny got it, but if it was my choice, it'd have been Bell. I thought it was absolutely unbelievable. And I was I've been sort of hesitant since Edwards has been injured, since he's gone on to the left flank, because I was like, we've lost a bit of creativity and the ability to push forward there with him going in that position. I mean, that's not to say that, he can't play that position, because I think last night he proved that he can. Every cross that they had, he was there to deal with it. He was getting stuck in all the time. Good aerially. He had a good chance in the first half where he, just drove through his own half and just ran through the whole team and played Tanto in a bit too heavy. But yeah, he's been outstanding since coming into the club, and certainly shut me up about, putting another creative option on the left flank, the likes of Actor. And probably my only gripe from last night's game was the fact that Hernandez didn't get on the pitch, but I still loved him for the Cup of the Year's picture he took outside towards the Ipswich fans. That was brilliant. But yeah, Bell's just been unreal, and I keep mentioning it to think that I saw him as a squad player coming into the season. He's just been night and day. He's been unbelievable in that back three. Fully deserves to be starting near enough in the starting 11 completely, and that was his best performance for me in a Charlton shirt. And if I had to pick, he'd be my man of the match. He was absolutely flawless, and as you say, definitely deserves more credit. Macca scoring, and Jones coming up with the stats. I mean, they were all three of them fantastic, but Bell definitely deserves more recognition for his performance. He was unbelievable yesterday. Proper leader.
Yeah, we've got a few comments in here. Like Matthew has said, what shocked me is how good Bell is at taking the ball and riding challenges, running 70 yards to create a chance. There was like a gut-busting run like he did. you know, and I was like, my God, where is he going? And I was tackling him. I was like, go on, son. And I think I shouted it out, and he's probably not much younger than me. And then, no, actually, he probably is a bit younger than me. I think I'm younger than I am, but my knee's telling me different. Mark is telling, Amari Bell is like Peter Pan, just doesn't seem to age or slow down. I imagine he was this fit and fast at 22. Proper player. So, but yeah, that I just wanted to give Amari some recognition because I think he's been absolutely outstanding, and he just keeps getting better and better and better. So, yeah, well done, Amari. Keep it up. Stephen Sid, I'll come to you to talk about the rest of the defence because once again, what an astute performance, you know, from Lloyd, and we've got to talk about that last-ditch tackle from Kane Ramsey. What a tackle that was, and you know, he's just he is unbelievable. And coming off the back of probably a few shaky performances from him, to be honest, but. You know, defensively, we are just so good right now, aren't we? And teams are struggling to find a way past us.
Yeah, I think that our defence is a really solid back line, and I think that teams are going to have struggles with their strikers trying to get past our defence because we've got so many good individuals within our defence that actually want to fight for the badge and are warriors and will go out there and play like they are the best. And with Kane's tackle at the end, that was so good to watch. And you're just thinking, well, someone's got a tackle here. And then he just went in for it and won the ball. And then I was like, yes, Kane. But I do think that we have one of the best defences in the whole league. So, yeah, I do think teams are going to have struggles against us.
Yeah, and Steve, what did you make of that? Are we just getting better and better and better? And should teams be frightened to play us now? Especially with our back line being so solid.
Yeah, I think our shape's fantastic. You've got the pressure of these teams coming against you. There's a great scenario there where we've changed clientele in regards to Maka coming back in and Bell moving out wide. But everyone still knows their jobs. Everyone still knows what they're doing. They know their shape. They know their where they should be. And I think Mark made reference to it earlier in the chat there that. Off the ball, out of the ball, we're probably one of the best teams in the division. We're going to be a tough nut to crack this season. I think when we're on it, that we're going to be a tough nut to crack. But yeah, the back line was fantastic. I think it just gives confidence to the rest of the team in regards to what we're doing. And if we do potentially nick a goal, there's every chance we can keep a clean sheet to win the game. But yeah, I think we made a real statement yesterday on our days. I think there's going to be a few teams now that potentially come to the Valley or take us at home and think, you know what? We're going to have to play today. We're going to have to find a way to get past these guys. But yeah, it was brilliant from the back four last night. Fantastic.
Yeah, and Tom, I'm going to come to you about the main man because as it's your last show, Chris messaged me privately asking if you would sing on your last show. So, and I think you have to maybe sing a line of the Ginger Messi. So over to you, Tom.
Oh, Sonny Carey, you're the love my life for Sonny Carey. I won't sing the next part.
I don't have a wife.
I want ginger hair too.
I've got ginger hair too. Yeah, come on, talk to us about the main man.
Where do I start? How the hell have we got this man on a free? For me, he is the signing of the bloody summer. For me, he is absolutely incredible. And if he carries on, I'm going to be buying a ginger wig and wearing it to the Valley because he is absolutely he is different bloody class. The way he drove through their midfield like they weren't even there yesterday was absolutely insane. Even for our second goal, he got the ball, gave it to Connor, did the overlap into the box. It was unbelievable. He's something else, put it that way. And as I say, Blackpool fans were saying that he wasn't ready. That they were saying that Albie Morgan's better than him up there as well. So if Albie's better than him, then bloody hell, that is wild to me.
What's what you're saying about my brother?
But I'm saying if Albie's better than him, then Albie must be some sort of Xavi level or something like that because he's like Iniesta players right now. It is mental. No, he's one of the best players I've seen in a long time for Charlton, and that's saying something. He is taken to this league like a duck on water. He's immense. He runs and runs and runs, and obviously last night, doing the world ago because he's a Norwich fan as well. So obviously scoring against Ipswich will do him the world of good. And obviously that picture now posted on his story was beautiful on TikTok and everything. It was lovely. No, I mean if he carries on the way he is, I think that's your player of the year sort of done. And it's early saying it, but he's different class. And obviously you got to remember he's keeping Harvey Nibbs at the team, who we signed for £2 million, and we got him for free. So it is going to take a lot to take him out of the team, and I'm just hoping and praying it continues and he keeps being consistent. And Blackpool fans, I hope you're regretting it because we've got your best player ever. So yeah.
Yeah, and the mad thing was I saw Sonny a few times, obviously playing for Blackpool, and he probably wasn't the player maybe he looks with us, but I think coming to us has just completely rejuvenated and restarted his career.
I think he's also playing a bit further up for us as well. I think Blackpool, he was sort of in the middle bit.
He was playing alongside Albie, so
yeah. So he was playing as an 8 sort of thing. Here he's a 10, but he goes bloody everywhere. He's insane.
Yeah, no, the lad's incredible, and it's really good to see the fan base get behind him as well. Because I think the fan base wasn't very welcoming of him at first when he signed. But to see everyone get behind him now is just incredible. And obviously at the end we was proper singing his song, and and he just loves it. He absolutely loves it, which is fantastic. And I think it was so good to see him score and hug his mum at the end as well, which was really, really class to see. And Sonny, thank you for making us gingers popular. I love you.
Can I make one comment, if that's all right, on Sonny?
Yes,
he's gone so full circle, like about people potentially, worrying about what sort of player we've signed and if he'll be up to Championship standard. That one of my friends made a comment last night that it was just completely the other way now. He's playing so well. Are the big clubs going to be sniffing round in January? Is there like a sort of bottom of the table Premier League's potential side looking at the Championship players going, I'll tell you what, he can play that boy. We would hope not, but to say that he's come full circle. You're talking about a shop window player now. He is putting himself there. He's fantastic.
Tie him down now.
He's got the positive thing is he has a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
So he ain't going nowhere.
It just baffles me that we somehow got him for free. It's crazy to me.
It'll take a hefty fee to get rid of him now, and he's got a 4-year contract. So that's the security we've got there. Big fee that we'll be needing.
Just give him player of the year now. That's what I say.
Well, Nathan's been after him for a while, Emma, to be fair. I mean, Nathan, I know, has tracked him for some time. He obviously saw something in him. And now he's able to develop him, and it's fantastic. I mean, he did play in the Champ before with Blackpool, I think under Appleton. So we obviously know where things were going with his career then, but with respect. But no, he's been absolutely magnificent. So sorry, Emma, carry on.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say, like, I forgot what I was going to say, actually. I've completely lost my train of thought.
My fault. Apologies, waffling again.
Yeah, you've put me right off. Anyway, we will finish talk. No, I was going to say that he's everything we've been wanting in that. He's everything we've been wanting in that position, and I wasn't Luke Berry's biggest fan. And if Chris is watching, I'm really sorry, Chris. But he's everything for me that Luke Berry should have been last season. But obviously, absolutely. Luke Berry isn't in his prime, so I'm not going to be too judgmental. But I think Sonny is the player that we've been looking for so long. Yeah, so long, and he is our top scorer with 4 big ones. So, so Paul, I'll come back to you, and let's talk about probably 2 of our most consistent players right now in Mr. Ricey, me old mate Konakov, and the Doc.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, they've been magnificent. Obviously, they were tested in that first half. As I said, Ipswich showed some of their Premiership quality. Didn't do anything with it, obviously, as we saw. But again, it was a case of they fronted up, and I think particularly in the second half, Doc was all over the shop. Connor obviously was instrumental in setting up, I think TC for that. Was it the Miles goal? I think played a lovely ball through to the byline. Really, really good. Presence of mind. Good. Quick thought process. Really, we talk about wanting creativity, but that was creativity right there. I thought. Just thread. I like a threaded ball. I like a threaded through ball. Back in. And that was that was just such a ball. Really, really good. But Connor is. It's mad to me. I think Callum might have said it on his podcast. We've got the midfield three there who cost nothing basically. I think Connor's going to have a sell on fee or something. But it's absolute madness, isn't it? Really, among lots of mad things in this mad season so far, to actually have those guys of that quality, and we paid nothing for them. But Connor's just. As we've said before, I've said before, obviously he was kind of in Dobbo's shadow when he arrived. Dobbo's left, and I think that's probably helped him actually to come out and play his own game and show his qualities. And you could never tell. He came from the Premier League. I think he was a 4-minute sub or something in the Premier League, so he was never really tested at a high level. And you just don't know. It's a bit like Sonny. You just don't know sometimes how these players are going to perform. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. And in this case, in both of their cases, it's worked out spectacularly well. Doc, again, has really just come into his own. He had a bit of criticism in the first couple of games. People were saying this is a championship player. Where's the championship quality? Where's the leadership? And hopefully most of that criticism has been put to bed, I think, in Doc's case. So, absolutely great. I've got to confess, Em, that whole game just went like a whirlwind. So some of the performances and the quality in the moments kind of passed me by because it was an incredible game. Really, I concentrated on the goals, but reflecting on it, the engine room, as we call it, was just ticking over again, and it was just great to see. And again, that they've shown that they can perform at this level, and it's great. It's really great to see. And as I say, it's difficult to sort of process sometimes. Thinking about how we're fifth, it's nosebleed territory, but things can only get better. I'm not going to sing that either, just to let you know. But no, great, fantastic, and so again, kudos to Doc and to Cov, and also as we said to Sonny, brilliant.
Yeah, and Zara has put in a chat. Doc has stepped up, and I think that is something we've been praising him for in recent weeks about the quality in his performances, and he has become that real leader as well, which is fantastic and really good to see. Tyler, obviously, as I think you were probably as gassed as me last night to see the big Tanto. There he is,
Yes.
on my bed post. In the starting 11 last night. I was on the coach. The nightmare coach that didn't get us there till 7:15 last night. And when the team was announced, I shouted down the coach, "Yeah, Tanto starting." Everyone just looked at me like I was weird. But I thought a really good 60 solid minutes from him. And I actually thought him and Charlie worked really well together. And I actually felt that Charlie looked more confident playing alongside Tanto as well. So, give me your thoughts, whether you agree, whether you disagree. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts on those two.
We asked for it, and Jones finally answered the call, didn't he? And he delivered on it. I felt that. It was the change. It was a change that was needed, wasn't it? Desperately needed. Not just because TC was knackered at Sheffield Wednesday, and he needed a bit of a rest and a couple of bit less minutes. But generally, the attack hasn't worked this season, and it was clear that we needed to try something different. And I applaud Jones that he made that change. And I think, to be honest, Tanto and Kelman together was the right way to play against an Ipswich side. Play against that Ipswich side. And I felt that I completely agree. I think Kelman was a lot more confident with a natural striker next to him. Tanto should have done a lot better with his chance, if we're being honest. That could completely have turned the game on its head if we'd have scored right there and then. I mean, obviously we did it in the second half, but he has got to do better, and I'm sure he'll be kicking himself with that. But it was a very solid 60 minutes from Tanto, and a well-deserved start for him as well. He pressed well, he worked hard, he come back on the defensive, as we've mentioned already. He worked for the team. It was brilliant to see, and Charlie just continues to get stronger. I mean, that strike to set up the corner, if that had flown in the back of the net, he's got a very good strike on him, and you can just see that he's just getting more confident. He's looking to take players on, to get more forward again. He's getting more involved, and that's what we've been calling for. Is we've been calling for him to have a natural striker next to him. And I think Jones, with making that change, I don't know whether he intended to do this. I think whether he just wanted to set this up, but inadvertently he's now discovered two combinations that work really well together: Tanto and Kelman, but also Lee Byrne and TC. What did we say about TC? We've been saying all season, if he comes off the bench against the leggy defence that have been bullied by the likes of Tanto, Kelman, or if Lee Byrne got a start, he could be the difference maker. He was outstanding yesterday, absolutely unbelievable. And now we found two combinations out of nowhere that work. And from now on, that's what I want to see. Because, I have been critical of TC, but I feel like off the bench is where he can make a difference. And he proved that last night. And Tanto can make a difference when he starts. And again, he proved that. So, yeah, very proud of Tanto. He deserved to start. Looking forward to seeing if he starts against Hull. That's what I'd want to see. And Kelman, that goal's coming. That strike was unreal. And it's proven that, his confidence is only growing and growing and growing by the second. And the second he gets that goal, the kid's going to be firing. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on from here. But, yeah, full credit to Jones, to be honest, because he made that change, probably an unnatural change for him. You wouldn't think he'd made that change, but he made the change and got it spot on. He tactically outclassed McKenna in that sense, in all aspects of the pitch, really. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and Matthew has agreed pretty much with you in the chat. He said, last night should be the benchmark for our strikers. Tanto physically and aggressive for 65 minutes to tire defenders, then bring TC on to exploit a tired defence with his pace and trickery. So, Tom, I'll come back to you. Obviously, Tyler has briefly spoken about Tyrese there, but I think for all of us, it's really what we wanted to see last night. And I think he has looked very tired. He's obviously been away on international duty. He's played a lot of minutes this season. Jones has been very reluctant to take him off at times. And he's lost kind of a lot of interest in the game. It looks at about 60 minutes in a few games this season. So, firstly, obviously, what did you make of his fantastic performance when he come on? And I've been a big critic of him, but I've really got to praise him because I thought he was outstanding when he came on last night. And even more so, I thought Miles was fantastic as well. But, and that's probably one of the best substitute appearances I've seen from Miles. And his holding up of the ball, his touch, everything was fantastic. So, what did you make of those two performances from those two last night?
Well, I think, as Salah said, we've been crying out for it for the last 3-4 weeks at a minimum, probably. TC, I said last week, I said for however long, he needs to come off the bench and he will run at that defence. And Ashley Young did not know how to cope with him at all. He was on him instantly. Obviously, instant impact from both of them. And yeah, I think we know that Liban and TC work anyway because they also know each other very well. Because obviously they've come through the academy together. They've done all that stuff, and obviously they did well last year when Liban was in that little hot form area in December. Both of them were unreal. Liban was winning every flick on pretty much as well, which I think obviously that's one thing I think quite a few people have been a bit on him before, but I thought he was quality in the air. But yeah, TC he took his man on every time as well. Obviously he had a chance which I thought he bent in. It was so close. And then he had another one where I think he tried to square to Coventry, but obviously Cov wasn't ready for it. But you could see the confidence was there. And obviously I think Jones just said just keep at and run at them, take the man on, because we know what he can do from last season. We know what TC can do, and he showed it last night. Obviously, a bit on Calvin as well. I thought his flick on to Tanto was unbelievable as well. I thought he was a bit of a young Matty Godden from last season. Put it that way. And I think obviously the goal's coming. That shot, if that went in, there would have been serious limbs in our way. And I mean, it was just quality, all round brilliant performance. And as I say, obviously we'll get onto Hull, but yeah, hopefully Jones keeps it the same.
Yeah, and I think if Charlie scores at Hull on Saturday, I think the whole of the crowd will be willing to run to the front and hug him. So,
Yes.
So he's probably watching this and going, "No, I'm not going to score now at Hull. I don't want everyone touching me." So I'm going to come to each of you as we basically finish talking about last night's fantastic win. I want you all to sum up last night's performance in one word. So, Sid, I'll come to you first.
Marvellous.
Marvellous. Steve?
Outstanding.
Oh, Tyler?
Unbelievable.
Paul?
Stonking.
Tom?
Dreamland.
And mine is Ginger. So, guys, amazing performance last night. We're all, as you can see, it makes such a nice change to record one of these pods. And we're all happy and we've got smiling faces. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yes.
So we will move on to talk about Hull on Saturday. It's not going to be an easy game. They're quite informed. They have our old manager, Mr. Holden, up. I think it's the assistant manager at Hull.
He is. That's right. He is.
Yep.
They're a good, solid championship side. I think they're currently sitting. Am I right? 7th, Tom? Is that right with Hull at the moment?
I'm looking now.
I believe that's right.
Yes. They're level on points with us as well.
Yeah. So it's going to be I think we just have to go up there and we have to be as confident as we were last night, and we have to put in that level of performance. So, what is anyone got any lineup changes? Would you revert back to bringing TC back into the team, or would you keep it absolutely the same?
Don't change the winning team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And no Burke to come back in.
No.
Well,
Obviously, if Ramsey's feeling something, then maybe. But I think right now, I think Ramsey's got his confidence back as well. I think that tackle kind of proved it as well. I know it'll be harsh on Burke because Burke's played well, but as we say, you don't change your winning side.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll go on to our score predictions. So, guys, drop your score predictions in the chat, and we will read them out. Who's looking ominous? Who am I coming to first? Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've said probably every single pod, Charlie's goal's coming. I mean, his progress has been incremental over the games, but I felt with Tanto that progress leapt up another notch. So I think, I really think Hull are going to bear the brunt of it. So I'm sure he will score, and I'd love to see Tanto score. I think I've made that prediction before more than once, so I'm going to make it again. Why be original when you can reinvent the wheel? So I'm going to go 2-1 Charlton, Tanto and Charlie.
Tanto and Charlie. Tom?
Well, I mean, obviously we know the last time I went there. I'm not going, thankfully. So anything less than 6-0 will be beautiful. But no, I think we're going to carry on our good win. Obviously, Hull are in very good form right now as well. They beat Leicester last night, who aren't on a great side either. They obviously won on the weekend as well. But I'll go for a 3-1. Why not? 3-1 Charlton. Obviously, they've also got a few former Charlton players, so guarantee one of them will score. Famwo will probably score for them because he is played for them. And then for us, Kelman will get one. Finally, you know what? Sonny will get another one because he's off in form right now. And you know what? Kane will finally get a goal as well this season as well.
Okay, I like it. Sid?
Harvey Nibs.
2-1 Charlie Kelman to open his goals, and I'm going to go Connor Coventry.
Connor Coventry. Steve?
I'm going to make that a hat trick of 2-1s. Two form teams in the division playing off against each other. They've got McBurney up front, but obviously we've got a fantastic back four. They are dangerous. I think not only is Charlie going to get his first goal, I think he's going to get a brace. 2 for Charlie.
That'd be lovely.
Lovely.
I love that. And Tyler. Tyler's going, by the way, so don't expect a Charlton win.
dear.
If we lose 6-0, I'm blaming Tyler.
He's going to break his duck. He's going to break his own duck.
How many days is it you've seen us not win away, Tyler?
I'm not telling you. I'm just as disgusted by it as you are.
It's over 1,000, right?
Yeah,
so don't expect us. If you see Tyler before the game, drug him and tie him up somewhere that's outside the stadium. Do not let him in. But what's your score?
He's throwing off through.
It's also not a good omen. I've got a massive orange wall at the back as well. Not good omens at all. Hull's not a good place, not an easy place to go to. Two ex Charlton players as well, Liam Miller and Fanwo. So they're going to play blinders, and I'm going. So the odds is probably stacked even more against us. But it's ending this Saturday. 1-0 smash and grab Charlie Kelman. Come on, it's got to end. It has to end.
Tyler, away day redemption arcs on the way.
Tyler, if we win on Saturday and you're there, we're having a Chronicles night out on the piss. I'm sorry if you can't come.
Tequila rose for Tyler. Tequila rose.
Yeah, tequila rose for Tyler. Yeah.
I haven't drunk that. I haven't drunk that since the last time we went away, which was Rotherham. That was the last time I went to a away game. So.
Bloody hell.
What you mean when you went? Emma's fucked, but I'm fine.
Yeah,
and you wasn't fine at all. I've still got a picture of you asleep in the stand.
Yeah, I was out of it. Do you know what? Bring it on. Early start again. I can't wait. Going to be a good day.
You're getting on the Stellas, Tyler.
Of course, you know.
Watch out for Tyler. If you see him, do go and say hello. But don't get your hopes up of a win. I'm going for a 1-0. And I'm going for a Doc goal against his former side. That is what I'm fancying. So 1-0, and it's a Doc screamer I'm feeling from outside the area. So
against his old club as well.
I would love to see it and just go and give it some to the home fans. So right, we will read some out from the chat. So we've got where am I? Tommy has gone for a 1-1. I would take that, to be honest. Mark is going for another 3-0. Steve has gone for a 2-0 Charlton. Tommy has said 7 points in a week will be immense.
Yeah.
Stuart has said Charlton win, don't care about the score. I'll make you right. CAFC Irv has gone for a 2-1 Charlton. Jack has gone for 2-1 Kelman and Bree. Mike has gone for a 1-0. Mark has said, could we have a 9-point week? Would be amazing. Ian has gone for a 2-0 Ramsey and Carey. Zara has gone for a 3-1 Tanto Kelman and Doc and Dean Holden for Hull. I'm not quite sure how that works, but yeah, whatever. Chris has gone for 3-2 Kelman, Carey and Doc. Glenny Boy has gone for a 2-1 and Kara's going to score. I think you mean Carey, but yeah, I don't think it's Sonny or his Kara, but we'll take it. Sofa's gone for a 3-1 in the first half. Macca and Sonny, then second half, Charlie, as he's definitely my favourite and would love him to get a goal. Chris has gone for a 3-1 Charlton, Tanto, Kelman and Sonny. Matthew has gone for a 3-2, Carey to continue scoring, Lloyd due a goal, Kelman to break his duck, but McBurney to score twice for them. And Matt said, what are you going to do to Tyler when he does go away, win and break his hoodoo? We are going to take him out and get him drunk on Tequila Rose. That's what we're going to do. And we're gonna take videos of him and post it all over YouTube.
God. I think I'd have to be honest.
And Tom has gone for a 3-0. And Chris wants to know, Stephen Sid, are you going to Hull?
We are. We'll be on the train. So, yeah, we might see Chris up there.
Yeah, Paul,
And
are you going?
I promise you, if we get a result, I'll get video evidence of Tyler enjoying himself at the end after the final whistle.
Steve, don't hug him, right, if we score. Because he did this to me at Barnsley. We were still hugging when we scored, and Barnsley went and scored.
It happened a year ago today or something, I think.
So do not hug him if we score.
It happened a year ago this week as well.
Yeah, I know.
He is an absolute Jonah. Just don't go near him.
It's best not to find me at all the whole game and if we lose or draw, just don't, I'm going to get dirty looks like it's all your fault.
Tyler, I think you need to go in a big coat and like a balaclava, just so like.
If we win, I'm going to be on cloud 9 though. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Matthew said we've got to put it on your channel or you will refuse. He ain't going to refuse because we're just going to get someone. Look, Steve will just video him. I'll trust him.
I'll be too happy to refuse it.
Sid will do it because Sid's sweet and innocent, so Sid will do it. He won't mind.
Don't post
I am unfortunately not going to Hull because my assistant manager at work is going to Comic-Con, so I have got to work. But I will be back for the next home game. So if you do obviously see these guys up there, make sure you go and say hello. Remember to sing loud and proud, especially "Oh Sonny Carey." And if you don't have a wife, just sing your own version. It's perfectly fine. I want to say, as it's his last show with us, a massive thanks to Mr. Tom Arch, who's been a Chronicles legend and certainly supported me since I've taken over the pod. And obviously, he's another one of the OGs leaving us. Tyler, don't you leave me. So, Tom, massive thanks for everything you've done for the pod. Keep supporting. I'm sure you'll pop in for a guest slot every now and again.
Yeah, eventually.
But big good luck or massive good luck for what's to come in the future. I'm sure you'll fill us in. We obviously know, but not everyone else does. But I can't wait for you to tell everyone. And obviously, big things coming for you and your own channel. So, massive thank you to you for all your love and support. And there's a few people in the chat, if you want to read, just saying good luck, like Mark, Stuart, Tommy, Chris, just all want to wish you luck, which is amazing. But he's not leaving us for good. He will be popping back every now and again.
Yeah. And
obviously from Sunday, we will be joined by the lovely Callum, who is from the Valley Floyd. Am I right, Paul?
Yep, you are from the Valley Floyd. Yep.
He will be joining us. We're doing an exchange, so we're losing one and gaining another. It's like we've got a refund for Tom and we've exchanged him for Callum. So, but no, seriously, Tom, keep going, mate, with your vlogs. And thanks for being a big part of this podcast. We really, really appreciate everything you've done. And obviously, thanks to Tyler, thanks to Steve and Sid, thanks to Paul, and thanks for you guys that all keep us going and keep watching us every week. And these guys will see you at Hull on Saturday. If you do see Tyler, do avoid him like the plague. And we will be back on Sunday. And make sure you go and check out the TikTok because Sid's uploaded some new clips on there today. She is my new TikTok uploader. So make sure you go and subscribe. Make sure you like and subscribe on here, guys. And we will see you soon. Thanks for watching and take care.
Take care, guys.
Bye.